Tato Biggio is co-founder and co-CEO of UBQ Materials, and he joins us now. Sir, fantastic to have you on the show. Those statistics say everything to me. I often think about that as I'm furiously sorting through everything, actually how much good I'm doing. You're basically saying this can be turned into treasure and it can be monetized too.
That is correct. Good morning, Julia. Thank you for having me this morning in your program. UBQ has developed a groundbreaking technology that enables us to take household waste, 100% of all materials that you throw into your garbage bin, and convert all of them together without the need of separation into a plastic replacement that is both sustainable and cost competitive. So yes, we can handle 100% of the residuals that will go to landfill and save landfills for our future generations.
And just to be clear, it's everything. It's food waste, it's paper, it's every kind of waste. Glass, for example, the paper packaging. What's the process that takes all of that and creates these pellets that then can be used in other products?
Well, if you see the composition of waste, typically you're talking about 85% organics, which would be the food residues that you're talking about. Dirty cardboard, paper, diapers, and mixed plastics, those that are recyclable and non-recyclable. We will take all those materials together and through an advanced chemical reaction process, which is clean, waterless, and energy efficient, convert them into one homogeneous composite material that behaves exactly like plastics, like common plastics that are made out of oil, just that ours is completely made out of waste.
Oh my goodness. Wait. So so the science of this is really exciting me. What kind of chemical reaction that is waterless, clean, as you said, and energy efficient? Does that mean it has zero carbon footprint? Because surely some form of energy is required to catalyze this chemical process. You're being quite coy. Yes. I want more information.
Okay. Well, here we also have very good news because yes, we don't need to use any water because as you know, waste comes very humid. So we have enough humidity in the waste to process it the way we do it. The chemical reaction goes at a particle level, so we don't need to go molecular. Therefore, we don't use high temperatures. And the beauty of it is that we're saving landfills. And when you throw organic material into landfills, they tend to decompose into methane. Methane is a very powerful gas, like 85 times more toxic than CO2. So our total score is extremely positive. So we are the greenest thermoplastic material available today on the planet.
Is anyone else doing this? And I'm assuming it's a patented process. So if you told me, you'd have to do something terrible to me to keep it a secret. Is anyone else doing this? Or would you consider licensing the technology? Because, I mean, when I go back to the statistics that we introduced in the beginning, what you're doing, if it works, and I know you can address some of the skepticism, is great, but we need to be able to scale it up. We have to do this on a mass production level in order to really make a dent in the amount of waste we're creating. Would you consider licensing this technology?
Well, Julia, what you're saying is exactly what we're trying to do. This capital funding will help us, extend our footprint in other countries. We're starting with a plant in the Netherlands. We expect to continue expanding in Europe and the United States, then in Asia and other countries. Definitely, we have to be aggressive if we want to create a circular economy where human consumption lives in harmony with the planet. We do have a great solution. And for us, it is very important to deploy this technology as fast as possible to end with landfills as soon as possible and leave a better planet to our kids.
Talk to me about those expansion plans, as you mentioned, because I was looking just at the list of what parts of the world generate most waste based on some of the data that we have. And actually, East Asia and the Pacific region comes incredibly high. And I know you have a partnership with Motherson, which is an Indian-Japanese partnership. Talk to me about what's going on there and the impact that you're having, because this is also part of the way that you scale up, not just creating factories in certain locations, but also with big businesses, surely.
That's exactly the aim of the company, is to work with the biggest global brands. Today, we're actually already supplying material to Mercedes-Benz, to McDonald's, to Motherson, Magneti, and many other big players, big names. not only brands, but also manufacturers, distributors, and resin producers. So our material can be integrated all along the product line. And the carbon footprint of UBQ, or the footprint of UBQ, will be as impactful as it can be the more we deploy factories around the world, which is exactly what we're trying to do. We want to have an immediate effect. We do have the technology, and now we need to deploy a lot of financial resources and, of course, human capital to be able to achieve this. We expect to have factories in most countries of the world in order to be able to convert the local waste into local UBQs to supply local industries with their own waste. So that is the plan, and we are heading to there.
It sounds like a plan. It sounds like a mission. We can call it that. Cost.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about cost. For one of these companies that's buying these pellets in order to be able to utilize those in addition to the plastics that are being created for whatever it is that they're packaging, what's the added cost as a result of being cleaner?
So UBQ is coming with an alternative plastic material that can be used by current plastic industries in their machines with their current process, making the same products they did before with a very strong value proposition, and we're price competitive. So basically, there's almost no question why not to use UBQ. We're coming with a sustainable circular material that is carbon negative and that can be basically used in any durable product at the same price, but with a very strong sustainable value proposition. So that is what makes UBQ so attractive today, and that is why we're expanding so fast.
Yeah, I mean, if it's comparable to other plastics, why wouldn't you if you can clean up your carbon footprint? I think this is crucial. What about path to profitability, Tato? How long is it going to take you to be profitable?
Oh, well, a company that is expanding very fast typically puts a lot of its resources in that expansion, and of course in the R&D. We want to come with new generations of sustainable bio-based materials like UBQ, but definitely after our first large-scale plant in the Netherlands, we will already become a profitable company, and that will help us also deploy new plants in other places and be able to reach other corners of the planet, of course.
So we're talking a couple of years, just as a signpost.
Well, we're talking hopefully for many years to come, where our technology will be able to have an impact to the world. The waste problem is huge. It's bigger than us. We'll do everything to address whatever we can, and we will always welcome other technologies, because definitely as population grows and economic conditions improve, the problem is getting bigger. So yes, UBQ is coming with an amazing, revolutionary, one-of-a-kind technology, but we need to do more. And now that Glasgow came to life and there is this pledge of reducing methane by many countries, well, we're actually one of those important solutions, and we would love to see others coming out with other solutions, because definitely we need to have a circular economy here to support life in the future for our future generations.
Yeah, we need more projects like this, and we'll come back. You'll come back and talk to me again, because there has been some skepticism and there have been many failed projects that are heading in this direction. So fingers crossed this is one that fundamentally is a game changer. Great to have you on the show, sir. Thank you. Co-founder and
Thank you,
co-CEO
Julia.
of
Thank you very
UBQ
much.
Materials. Thank you.